South and Finsbury.
Thank you, and thank you very much for inviting me to speak to this meeting. We love the Whittington. We're here because we love the Whittington. The community loves the Whittington. We fought to make sure that we kept our A&E and our maternity services. We love this hospital. There are great things about it, and some of the things that have been happening recently are great things for the Whittington. We're really pleased to hear that the A&E is going to survive at the Whittington. We're really pleased that the maternity services are going to survive at the Whittington. We're pleased to hear that when you say you put a cap of 4,000 on births at the Whittington, you don't mean it, and that people won't be having babies in the car park. Glad to hear it. You know, that is good news. We're pleased to hear it is right that the Whittington is the safest hospital in the country. And it is right for the Whittington to be moving its services into the community. You know, nobody wants to go into hospital. They want to be looked after in the community. They don't want to go in crisis, into the hospital and stay there because there aren't services to look after them when they go back into the community again. We need to move this hospital into the 21st century, and I support the efforts that are being made by the Whittington to do that. For example, on COPD, on lung disease. At the moment, if you have lung disease, unlike in other areas, you don't go straight into hospital. You're looked after in the community. The GP will get in touch with a consultant at the Whittington. The Whittington will send out specialist nurses to make sure that you have the oxygen and all the care in the community. That is good, and that is the way that things should be and the way that we should be moving. But we are operating in a situation where the funding going to the Whittington is 0.1% a year. That means cuts. And what on earth are you doing, management of the Whittington? We support you, we love you, we think you're doing the right thing. So why? Because you're being bounced into Foundation Trust Hospital, which I understand you have to do, because otherwise you are going to disappear. And you know, lots of us have reservations about Foundation Trust Hospital status, but if you have to do it, you have to do it. But for heaven's sake, why do you come to us and say you have to sell off a third of the land, you have to close half the beds, and you have to cut medical staff in order to be able to do that, and expect us to trust you? Because in order to be able to go through this sort of change, you have to have the community behind you, and the community has to trust you. And the difficulty is, by doing things this way, we don't trust you. We don't trust that we're going to have the Whittington anymore, and we love it. And you have this great resource of people who will always fight for you, who will always fight for the Whittington. What are you playing at? You must not be cutting medical staff. Care in the community doesn't just mean in the community. Where's the care? How can we be confident that we're going to end up without people just being chucked out their beds because half the beds have gone, people going into the community and not getting adequate care once in the community if you're cutting nurses? How can you come here and expect us to support you when you're cutting the number of nurses and you're cutting the number of doctors? Just shake your ideas up and let's all work together for a better hospital for this community that deserves it.
Thank you very much, Emily. You must have been trained with timing. It was absolutely impeccable.